Greetings and welcome back to Switch2Linux. Man, I don't know what's wrong with my lighting today. I actually have my entire panel of lights on me and I still look like I'm in a dark cave or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's so bright outside. I don't know. But anyway, how is everybody doing today? Hope y'all are enjoying yourself. Your Saturday morning. Well, it's Saturday morning where I am. It might be Saturday night or maybe even Sunday by wherever you are. But today we're talking about this Softmaker Office. We're going to look at Manjaro. We're going to, so I watched DistroTube's video, and I don't think he was too harsh. And I watched Chris's video, and I want to answer the question that Chris had at the end. He says, I'm not going to say anything about Softmaker. I haven't used it. I'm going to confirm to you today that Softmaker Office sucks. And that's kind of where we're going to go. So, let's see what happens when we do. All right, let's see. We got Alex. How's it going there? Big fan of Libre. Serge says LibreOffice, of course. I would have nothing else. All right, Bill Gates. Hate your operating system, Bill. All right. You want to use FOSS, then go to Triskel. Manjaro is not designed to be 100% FOSS. See, and that's one of the arguments that DT came up with. It's like, there's no Linux distro, very few Linux distros are completely and thoroughly and totally FOSS. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any wireless cards that are working because some of these companies just don't release that software, things like that. But, we get that type of stuff. All right, whatever. Let's see. So, Cat Gamer editing first video in forever. Meow. No Office Suite, of course. But, of course, I'm petitioning Farron OS right now to scrub all Office packages, even remove them from the repositories, only offer free Office. It'll be the best change you've ever done. Or if nothing else, it'll get you some publicity, Farron. All right, one of the two. Gnostic, greetings. Hello, Keegan. Hello. Sleepy, greetings, greetings, greetings. Couldn't sleep tonight, so you're here. All right. Well, hopefully we'll keep you up with a lot of yelling and screaming. Ah! All right. Never mind. Delayed headphone warning, I guess. I don't know. I wish MS Office was on Linux. I don't. Ugh. Fair enough. Next beta 2 is finished its upload stage. Be out. All right. Very good. The kitty's here. Hello, Silver Boy. How's it going there? Testing out Endeavor. Found a couple issues once installed. I need to look at Endeavor OS. Your opinion on Pop OS? Pop OS is an interesting distro. So they've actually done a lot of really intriguing under-the-hood things to really clean stuff up. I don't like GNOME. I wish that they'd have Pop OS with the option of desktop environment, because I think a lot of people that are needing a system that's pre-installed with Linux, Pop OS is for System 76 systems. I think GNOME will possibly be too much of a culture shock, and it's really, it's not a distro that, or an operating system, it's not a desktop environment that suits most users, I think. So I wish they would have other options, but you can take Pop OS and install something else. So like Chris Titus Tech, I believe, runs Pop OS with KDE. I think that's what he's doing, if somebody can confirm that. What's up, Michael? How's it going there? Made it on time. Well, greetings, greetings. Jared Cox, how's it going there? What's up? GNU Linux fan. All right. Okay, looks like Epstein played judge, jury, and executioner. Close the windows, blinds behind you, adjust the white balance. Can't really adjust the white balance on this particular setup. I think the window's closed. I could try, let me try closing the blinds. Hold on. I don't think that's going to work at all, because what happens is I have a side porch with a door with a window all over there, and the sun is right there, and it's so bright coming in. We'll deal with it. It's fine. I don't think we'll be on camera for most of the recorded portion anyway. Didn't like the Caligra Office in Manjaro KDE, so I made my own ISO. There we go. You'd think being a Linuxer, you'd know how to shutter windows. You would think, but, Softmaker Office, paid Office suites, called free, wait, I don't know. Wait. Free Softmaker Office. No, how about, it should be called Freeware Office. And you guys, the older folks will remember freeware, right? Or share. I guess. What's the better? Was it free? No, it wasn't freeware. What was that? Was it shareware? It was shareware. You had some limited functionality, and you had to pay money to unlock the rest of the functionality. That was shareware, right? Is Steam open source? I don't know. I'm really not a gamer, so I don't know. Manjaro needs to make a checklist of things to leave out of the install. All right. Let's see. So I was listening to Destination Linux, and some of the points made were that Manjaro didn't receive any payment from Free Office. Instead, they are promising improved support for each other. Yeah, and you know, that was one of the arguments I think DT made. It's like you're alienating your user base for really not much of anything. Didn't get into the controversy. If it did anything, it got me to be curious enough to try out some different Office Suite offerings. There you go, yeah. Pop OS. I think he went to Arch KDE at this point. Oh, did he? Okay, I thought he was on Pop OS still, but I could be wrong. Guessing Libre greater than Free Office. You better believe it. Support is a two-way street. Proprietary companies better supporting Linux, and Linux better supporting proprietary companies. This might lead to other big companies being more interested in Adobe. At this point, I don't care if Adobe comes to Linux. If Adobe came to Linux, you know, when I started using Linux, I probably would have bought it. But because Adobe is moving to the subscription-based model only, and they keep on screwing around with their customers, I don't understand why anybody would use Adobe if they didn't have to. And you don't have to. You can get by without Adobe. In fact, there's a, I think the channel, I think it's like Jay Christina or something. He's a full-fledged, true, honest, professional design guy. And he has been doing an entire series about how he has been dumping all Adobe suites because he just cannot deal with all of these subscription models and screwing over all their customers. So he's been testing out every alternative, free, proprietary, open source, not, you know, free to download, pay to download. He's been testing all of them. And he has an entire series of dumping Adobe. And we need to do that. We need to get rid of... A lot of times these monopolies are monopolies because we let them be there as the people. Uses Arch and Debian, the Pop OS with Debian. Okay. Write software? If yes, which language do you prefer in Linux? No, I don't write software. I write books. He was found in his cell. Oh, was he officially hung this time, or was it that time from before? Shareware, yes. Hello, James Miller. Greetings to you. Yeah, obviously was. Oh, okay. So he did himself in officially this time. No, I'm sorry. It was the Clintons. They tried the first time. They failed. They're going in the second time. You know, come on. What do you think about WPS Office? I do not like it. If you look at WPS Office, when you load up WPS Office, you have a giant EULA. It is a giant mess of proprietary stuff that explicitly forbids you from attempting to reverse engineer it. You are completely locked into the system. I just don't like it. At least with Free Office, when I boot it up, there's no giant EULA. Now, I didn't see if there's a EULA you have to agree to, but at least it's not a giant, scary EULA that takes away all of your rights and gives it to the hands of the company. Shareware complete programs with part locked away. Yep. What about compatibility with MS Office? How to change everyone else to use LibreOffice? The reality is, if LibreOffice does not actually have a lot of incompatibilities with Microsoft Office. The most common issues that you have with LibreOffice is that Linux generally does not have the fonts that Microsoft has. If you look at the font lists in Microsoft and you look at the font lists in Linux, they're two completely separate font lists. And so whatever font you pick for your Office document, you send it to somebody in Microsoft Office or in LibreOffice, and the things won't work. And likewise, it's because you're not sharing the same fonts. I'll show you a little bit about what that looks like here in the video when we get to it. You get a channel link to the Adobe Alternatives guy. Let me see if I can find him. If I can find him, sure. Let me make sure this is the right guy. Oh, this must be the right guy because it's, yep. All right, here he is. It's yeah, so this is Jay Christina. And actually, let me see if I can find that leaving Adobe playlist too. Okay, here we go. Copy link address, and here is his Life After Adobe playlist. So that kind of goes through all of the choices and design softwares he's using. So yep, you got those links in the chat there. Okay, FreeOffice and WPS are using reverse engineering. Yeah, you just can't reverse engineer our stuff. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Recommend Krita for the Photoshop convert. Yeah, there's I still personally prefer GIMP better, but I think Krita is making Krita is a very good alternative as well. Where's my daily driver distro? Linux Mint Cinnamon. Alternative to Creative Suite. Well, the thing is that Creative Suite is just a bunch of packages. So if you use Illustrator, use Inkscape. There is absolutely unequivocally no other better alternative than Inkscape. It does there's the only feature I know of that Illustrator has that Inkscape doesn't is multiple boards per file. It's the only thing I know of. Photoshop, of course, you have GIMP, you have Krita, Dreamweaver. I use Bluefish Editor. There's other ways as well. I think, is it Blue Griffin maybe? There's a few other ones out there that are like it as well. And then other packages, you know, Premiere, I use Kdenlive. There's also DaVinci Resolve, things like that. So the point re Adobe, just example, depends if we're trying to make Linux more attractive to non-Linuxer, but I agree FOSS are better. Shed some light on what Pop OS does by encrypting the hard disk. How does it affect privacy? Honestly, I don't know. My guess is they're probably encrypting it either with Vera Encrypt or with Lux. Hopefully with Lux. Yeah, if it's encrypted, if your disk is encrypted, then somebody needs that encryption code to open the disk. LibreOffice has major problems with the macro incompatibilities. It did not pass my Pac-Man test, but even basic macros will not work since it's not capable of doing VBA. I thought it was. I don't know. I don't use massive packs of macros, but to be perfectly candid, though, the version that FreeOffice is putting on Manjaro doesn't either. So, you know. Copy fonts from Windows and put them on Linux. That's exactly what you do. Yep. Type papers LibreOffice. Professors didn't have an issue reading them in Word. Yep. Compatibility issues related to proprietary formats of MS, not the open formats. Yeah, again, I've never had a problem swapping documents. Okay. Softmaker's a piece of crap. I agree. OnlyOffice is a much better alternative, especially compatibility-wise. Did have an issue with LibreOffice this week. I was sent a PDF that portions were garbled, and when I went to edit it in Libre. Yeah, that happens, though. It depends on how the PDFs are done, because PDFs, the original idea of a PDF is a document that can't be edited. So I'm never really concerned when PDFs don't open right, because it completely depends on how it was created in the original form. Fortunately, Libre Writer can do. If you have an issue with editing a PDF that Libre Draw will not do, try Scribus instead. I'm actually using Scribus right now to scrape out a old company data for one of my clients and put his contact in there as well. You know, permission from the original company. They weren't going to do it, but he said you can pay somebody to do it, so I'm doing it all with Scribus. Free version of FreeOffice does suck. You have to pay to get a good experience. Complain about FreeOffice, but not about Steam. HP, Lip, and Manjaro still ships with. Okay, well, there's radical differences. Steam, there is no free open source application. HP lip, I'm not sure what HP lip is, so I can't comment on that. Q&A, you always have all the questions, equal importance. Yes, no problem. Hello, Anna Rita. Greetings. All right, we hit the bottom of the comments, so any future comments will be answered when we come back from the video. We are going to go, whoa, there we go. We're going to go ahead and start recording now. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, last week, Manjaro had a little snafu when they announced very quietly that they were going to replace LibreOffice with Softmaker's FreeOffice. And then it kind of went out sort of under the radar until DistroTube picked up on it. And DistroTube did this video that I'd recommend you watch. Manjaro ditches LibreOffice for proprietary garbage. And some people have said that this video was a little bit too harsh or critical, and I completely disagree. I thought it was a very balanced video. He's not saying Manjaro sucks. In fact, he says Manjaro is a good distribution. It's just that this was a bad move, mostly because there is a good alternative to FreeOffice or Microsoft Office, and that's you have LibreOffice, and there's a few other Office suites as well. Now, this move would not have prevented anybody from installing LibreOffice, but it does add an extra Office suite into the system that you may not want to do. Chris Titus did another video about why the Manjaro distribution is great. A little bit more open-ended, kind of, hey, I don't really understand much about FreeOffice. And so I kind of wanted to address that a little bit. Now, of course, if you're not following, and why am I late? Here's a criticism from DistroTube to the YouTube community and the Linux, which would include me. Why am I not talking about it? Honestly, I missed. Sorry, I just wasn't watching the Manjaro news to cover it. And then, you know, by the time I heard about it, it was mostly resolved. So what happens is now in the installation, you have the choice. So running through the installer, you now have a choice. Do you want to do no Office suite? Do you want to do LibreOffice? Or do you want to do FreeOffice? So we're going to actually look at what that looks like live. So now you have the option. Now, of course, no money is being traded places, but it's basically more like a, hey, you help me with your bugs, I'll help you with your bug type things. And so that's kind of where we're at. It's gotten to the point now where it's calmed down a little bit, and I wanted to, though, to look at this and to address these issues and say why I actually think that this is a very bad move for Manjaro, and I really like Manjaro as well. It's consistently one of my top recommended Linux distributions. If you want something that's rolling and you're fairly new to Linux, Manjaro is the way to go. When you're testing out Manjaro going forward, definitely pick LibreOffice if you need an Office suite at all. And we will kind of explain why that is as we will continue on through this video. So the first thing what we're going to do is I'm going to boot up a virtual machine. And when I boot this up, then we are going to have a look at our, installation process, and then we will abort the install. I'm going to boot back into the installation that I have. So hopefully running as far as we need to go will not destroy my disk, I hope. But let's go ahead and jump on over to the virtual machine and see what's going to go on here. All right, so now we're just kind of booting the machine up with the installation media, just so you can see what the option actually looks like. On the live key itself, there is no Office suite. It is still a very big download. I think it's like 2.3 gigabytes to download this guy. So we'll go ahead and come back when this guy's done. Oh, it looks like it's about there. Okay, so we are here on the release candidate 18.1.0 release candidate 7, and I grabbed the Plasma version just because I haven't run Plasma in a little bit. So of course we have the ability to launch our installer down here. This is the live version. So if we come down here, go into our Office suites, there are no Office suites. So it's not like they're forcing this to play around with it on their live key. All right, so let's go ahead and launch the installer, and hopefully I will not mess up the install that I currently have. Let's see. So here. Let's just go install now. Can I? Oh, fine. Erase. Please don't destroy it. Okay, next. All right, so this is the screen that we wanted to look at. So pick an office suite from the list. Now, first and foremost, I absolutely think that this screen is horrible. Manjaro, if you're watching, please fix this screen. Let me tell you what's wrong with it. We have the option now. There is no default, and you can proceed. Okay, you can pick no suite, and then they just give you two options, and they don't tell you anything about them. LibreOffice is a powerful free office suite used by millions of people around the world. Its clean interface and feature-rich tools help you unleash your creativity and enhance your productivity. Free Office, Softmaker Free Office. Free Office 2018 is a full-featured office suite with word processing, spreadsheet, and presentation software. It is seamlessly compatible with Microsoft Office. Note, you need to register the product for free long-term usage. So now we have to register our product. And by the way, this screen is a big, fat, hairy lie. When it says it is a full-featured office suite, it is not. You have to pay for the full office suite. This is shareware garbage. I'm going to show you why. So we're going to cancel all through this, and we're going to shut the machine down, and we're going to restart the machine with my install. Playing the waiting game. I'm just being quiet so I can edit it easier. Because Richard Stallman. That's right. Porky Pies. All right, so here we are. This is my installed. So I actually, when I ran the installation, I installed the free Office. And then I came in and I installed LibreOffice with Pacman behind it. And I did use Pacman, not Pamuk, because Pamuk froze and did not allow the update. So never mind. I'll just do it through Pacman instead. So I did install the full Office suite. So first and foremost, I'm going to show you why the feature that said that this was a full feature suite is actually a lie. So we're going to come into applications and we're going to go down to Office. So of course you can see I installed LibreOffice here as well. And there's Libre. All right, so here's free Office word processor. Let's boot this up. Now, of course, remember that to continue to use it long term, you have to register the software. That means you got to give your information. Now, when you boot it up, you get the choice of layout. Do you want a colored ribbon, or do you want a kind of white ribbon, or do you want to use classic toolbars or not? Okay. And then you have the option larger icons and menus if you happen to be using a touch screen. All right, so that's fine. We can pick whatever one we want there. Let's go ahead and boot this guy up. All right, now, like I said, this is basically like a bunch of shareware. Over here, we have this guy over here, which is just nothing but a giant link that opens up the web browser to their sales page to upsell you on the full thing. We're going to leave that page open for a second. All right. Under here, oh, look at this. We have another ad. Oh, look at this. We have a little ad up here. I mean, this thing is just completely full of little ads left, right, and center. So, yeah, I don't care. All right. So over here, scrolling down, here is what we have. So I think I got to go to the download page. I got to figure out which one. I got to get back to that page. I thought I'd find it really easy. All right. I just wanted to see. I need to find the description page. No, that's not it. I think it's over here. All right, so here's your comparison. Free Office comparison stuff. All right, so here is the version. This free Office, this black column is the one that is actually installed on Manjaro, which is the free download. So apparently it doesn't work on 64-bit Windows, so sorry. You can get it for $2.99 subscription service or $5.99 a month. Home or Universal. Or you can pay. So it's a subscription service you have to keep paying. No 64-bit version, apparently. You can use up to 5 computers. That's a free version with 5 computer license. That, again, they say you have to register. I haven't seen... I did see the screen the very first time where it wants a bunch of information. It's unclear to me whether that information is sent out to them or not. Here's your user interface. All right, customizable the ribbons. No. Document like tabs like a web browser. No. Dark UI theme. No. Hey, we get a sidebar with an ad. Extended sidebar with additional commands. No. Full screen mode. No. Language tools. Hey, we have automatic hyphenation and we have basic spell checking, but we don't have high quality commercial spell checking. We don't have a thesaurus. I don't need translations, but if you do need translations, you don't have it. Built-in file manager, no. Version management, no. Advanced backup, no. Send files by email, no. Photo frames, no. Auto shape, no. Smart text, no. Smart guides, no. Live preview of formatting changes, no. Scan images, no. Open and save docx files. Hey, we have the proprietary Microsoft format. Open and save doc files, no. Open and save ODT files, the open document format, no. You can open them, but you cannot save them. Open RTF, you can open them, but you can't save them that way. Mail merge, no. Print envelopes, no. Tracking changes made to documents. Hey, you can track changes made to documents. Style managers, etc. You can read all of this stuff that no. In other words, no, this is not a full feature Office suite. Plan Maker, which is a spreadsheet. You can open and save XLSX files. You can only open XLS files and probably ODT files as well. It doesn't say here, but I think that that's what I saw. Look at all of these other features of this you can't have in the free version. Again, presentation, much the same way. Additional applications, no Thunderbird add-ons, no VBA-like macros, and equation editor for mathematical formula. Really? I can't edit. I thought I could edit those, but we'll have a look. So in other words, to get this, quote, full suite, you have to be paying this. This is the thing that Manjaro wanted to package in, and their thing says it's a full feature, and it is not. Your install screen, Manjaro, is a lie. You need to change it. You need to say this is a neutered, freeware version that you have to pay money for the extra functionality. All right, let's go ahead, though, and have a look at the package itself. So, of course, it does match the Microsoft Office type format. Now, what I did here is, guys, I write books. I'm an author. And all of my books are entirely written and produced on free software, with the exception of a couple of them have been written on Microsoft Office in the past, but all of the formatting that I do here. So, this guy here, oh, I did not mean to open it in LibreOffice first. Let's close LibreOffice. I forgot that we have single click here. Dude, I said close. Thank you. All right, we're going to right click. Now, here's, by the way, another fun thing is that even if your free Office is installed on Manjaro, it will not automatically open, at least not the open Office documents. You can manually open them in it. So we're going to open this up. So this is actually my formatted version of my book, The Art of Shallow Neighboring. Now, as you look through this book, the formatting is not quite right. This is because the fonts that are used in this book are not actually installed on this computer. All right, so this is the type of stuff that we're talking about. Look at this here. This is not fully compatible because this is actually set as a page break. So this is actually not reading the document right. All right, it's actually not reading the document right. Although, also, by the way, I'll draw your attention to the top. You see that though I opened this as an open text document, it is reading it as a TMDX file, which is which is FreeOffice's proprietary format. Now, if I have this book done and I want to send it out to the printer, I need to do a PDF. I did test the PDF export, and this does have all the features we need. Your ranges, table of contents, we have our quality for our images, we have our compression. Everything here is what I would expect, which is just fine. We also need, if you're exporting to send a book out, you do have to embed fonts. You can embed all of the fonts. So all that is just fine. But if I wanted to go ahead and save the copy, so if I save as, this is my only save as screen. I can save it as a docx PPT, or I can save it in this proprietary format for Softmaker. So I'm basically locked into one of two proprietary formats, Microsoft's platform or Softmaker's platform. I don't have the other options for anything else. All right, so that is what we look like over here. Of course, customized. Uh-oh, can I get back to that? Reset the toolbar, please. No, I don't know. I don't know how to get it back. All right, let's try user interface. Okay, somehow I decreased the size of that, and okay, I guess it's just doing that. Let me see if I can figure that out again. That there, this goof up here, we're not blaming the Office suite. That's just, I don't know exactly how I'm using it. All right, so over here we just have all of our various options. Let's say I want to edit my formats. I can actually come up here, and here is my character styles. Here's my paragraph style. So when you're formatting a book, you do want to use all your character styles. Here's your drop texts, all these types of things. This should actually be centered, but it's not. So this thing's not reading the document format right. All right, let's go ahead and open the same file in LibreOffice now. Again, fonts that are in the book are not installed on this computer, but here is our copy in LibreOffice. Of course, LibreOffice is complete full-featured. Let me go to the... here's our navigator. I'm just going to show you the page 2. So this is that part where there should have been a page break there on page 2. So you can see that my page 2 is actually working. I think page 4 did the same. So this is actually formatting it correctly. I have the full ability without any real options to adjust. Here's, of course, all my character styles. I have way more options for editing character styles. I only had these two default ones in FreeOffice. These ones, I have more of them. All right. Now, if I want to save the document, well, actually, let's do export as PDF. So we can export as PDF. By the way, we can also export as an EPUB if you're doing ebooks. So here is all of my options here. So everything here on my PDF is exactly what I need it to be. We have, there's encryption. I just got to figure out where everything is. Links. User interface, initial view, and general. Here's the types of PDF that it is. Somewhere in here is embedding the fonts. It is set. Oh, actually, it's because embedding fonts is actually under properties. So it's a document that allows you to do that in LibreOffice. Now, suppose you're like, oh, well, I don't like this. Now, I love this toolbar format just because I always thought the ribbons were horrible. This is a customizable toolbar. I can drop out the things I don't usually use. I can put the things up there I want. But if you are in LibreOffice 6.2 or later, you can come down to user interface and you can actually go back to a tabbed format here too. So that same tabbed format, you have that option in LibreOffice now. So that's less of a concern. There's, of course, different themes and such that you can use. I gotta remember how to get that back. Oh, there it is. Over there, user interface. I, of course, like my standard toolbar better, but you have that option as well. Let's look at our save as options. So save as, we have document types. Here's ODT, OTT, FODT, Unified, DocX, XML, Doc.T. There's another DocBook, XML. There's an HTML, RTF, text. Okay, which one is a better Office suite again? I mean, I know one of Chris said he didn't really like LibreOffice as much, and he admits it's just because he's not used to it yet. Frankly, I got, like, LibreOffice is very easy to use if you use your other things. Now, the other thing that I grabbed is I actually, I grabbed my, I gotta find it now. Free Office Plan Maker. This is actually my financial sheet that you can download. This is the one about doing budgets. I have a whole video about this. So again, this is what we get inside of our free office. Here, hey, look at this. We have our ad. We have another ad over here. We have an ad over here. There's probably more jumping around here somewhere. All right, so here is our document. It's not quite there. Let's have a look. All right. Whoa, that's a little too much. Come on. Come on. There we are. All right. So let's go ahead and test. Budget code is D. Amount is 500. All right. So that actually does work. So it looks like all my formulas are working here. So I don't see any real issues with that. But again, it's just, you know, everything here is what I would expect it to see. It is cutting off a lot of my cells like that, though. I'm not sure exactly why. Once again, our Save As options, we only have the proprietary Microsoft or the proprietary Softmaker. File. Let's look at that file, and I'm gonna look at that again. Hold on. What did that say down there? Change the default file format options dialog under so the options dialog. All right. So here we can choose. Let's see, files. Okay. So here's our default format. So we can do either Plan Maker or we can do Microsoft's proprietary. That's it. Now, of course, the other thing that I didn't mention when we open it up, this does give you that whole suite of Microsoft Office fonts. So that is why it has some better quote compatibility, is because all of that, all of the fonts are there, which you can easily move your fonts from a Windows computer or get them online. All right. And I wanted to check, let's see. I thought there was one more thing I had in mind to think about, but not crossing my mind off the top. Well, that's kind of my take. Number one, their install screen is lying. It does tell you that it is a full suite. It is not a full suite unless you're paying for it. Everything that you're doing is locked in and proprietary. And the editing features, I can't really say, is it easier to write in or not? Honestly, it doesn't make a difference at this point in time. Oh, you know what? There was one more thing I wanted to mention. Do a little video edit here. All right, so the other factor is if we go into our Office suite and we look at what we have, our free Office only has PowerPoints, spreadsheets, and word processing. All right. LibreOffice as a suite, it actually has writer documents, spreadsheets, presentation, drawing, math formulas, and full databasing functionality. You also can come up here. You can create labels and business cards without having to download various templates. You can export into a variety of different options. There's just an infinite more features and options inside of LibreOffice, and free Office is very limited. It doesn't have the full range feature. It is not a full feature system, not in the form that Manjaro is giving it to you, and you would have to upgrade and pay a subscription fee to free Office. So Manjaro, shame on you for putting this in. Shame on you. Take it out. Or at least put in your screen, hey, to use this, you got to pay a subscription fee or the thing will not have the full features. Use LibreOffice if you need a full feature without paying a subscription fee. That's what you should do, Manjaro. So that's kind of my take. Let me know your take down below. I did mention I write books. I am a Christian author specifically, although I am working on some science fiction stuff right now. But You can actually pick up any of my books. These are all written and produced in LibreOffice and GIMP and Blender for the cover designs, Sigil for the ebook designs, all with free and open source software. I'll have links for those in the description down here. So you can actually go and grab those in any format that you want if you want to have a look at those. So thanks for coming along, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. All right, we'll leave the Manjaro open for a few minutes here. Let me actually, though, I'm gonna kind of minimize it so I can see what's going on over here in my comments. All right. Okay. Great tip. Going to try that now. Yes. Not meant to be FOSS only distro. Correct. But it should have working software, not freeware garbage. Oh, proprietary printer drivers from HP. Yeah, I uninstall those anyway. I don't support HP at all. Cared so much about the privacy, you should have been using Steam. Should have or should not have been using Steam. I don't use Steam. Printer driver, no concern. Yeah. I am a full-fledged HP hater. I will tell you, I don't care if they work better in Linux. Screw you, HP, and never buying your products, never recommending your products, and I recommend you find products other than HP. There, how's that? Did I do my anti-sponsorship well enough? Okay, there are options for Steam, but all very limited. All right. Manjaro KDE doesn't even have LibreOffice pre-installed. It has MS Office Online and Calligra, which I hate. Well, this was Manjaro KDE. It does not have Calligra installed by default. Now, this is the release candidate for the more controversial 18.1 that's coming out. So, yes, it will have this crap installed. Using Linux, not exactly helping because they like the open source. Yeah. Using Linux because it's free as no cost. FreeOffice costs like $200 for a lifetime license. LibreOffice is free. LibreOffice is free but not compatible with... I completely disagree with you, Bill. There is maybe 1% of you out there that will not have incompatibility issues. Okay, if there is incompatibility in LibreOffice, I have not seen it. I have opened up documents from 20 years ago in college. I've opened up spreadsheets. I've opened up stuff with spreadsheets embedded in Word documents. I've had no problems with LibreOffice at all. There might be a few odds and ends macros that very few people use, but guess what? They won't work in FreeOffice either. They're not going to. There is not a big compatibility issue. It's mostly fonts and document types. Change those two things in LibreOffice and Microsoft Office. Very few people are going to tell the difference. Prove Linux gaming is better, so most people won't switch Linux if they can't game on it. Hello, Sudo Reboot. Greetings, and thanks for the reminder to thumbs up the video or thumbs down it, whichever, either one helps. Send me a comment, things like that. Free version of FreeOffice, if I remember correctly, still a piece of crap. Yes, that was the free version, and it sucks. Can uninstall it, no big deal, but one more thing I have to set up. Plus Linux is a great Office suite, so why not use that? But I guess it comes down to money. Yeah. Why are everyone making this an issue? If anyone wants to use specific software, he can uninstall it manually. For the reasons I have described. Gaming is more important than you, then everything else you do don't deserve anything else to Windows. Huh? Don't share your documents with anyone. LibreOffice is fine. I've shared plenty of documents with LibreOffice. Don't have a problem. Create a separate VM to show the live ISO. I could have, but... Thinking. Oh, Toss has lost sleepless nights over this. I'm telling you. Softmaker will add some of the pro features into FreeOffice. Not really. All they're doing is putting a bunch of buy now screens all over the place. Also making performance contributions to Linux kernel for better performance. Exactly why I prefer install a minimum base such as Debian Arch so I don't have to jump through all these helpful hoops. Why do they do this? I don't know. Manjaro users complain so much about the lack of features in FreeOffice version when compared to Libre. Yeah. Manjaro goes the route of free office because it's German and the bosses of Manjaro are German speaking. I think it was the Chinese. There's no way they'd push free office. Yeah, I don't know. Really needs advanced pro features from an office suite. You may as well stay and use Windows. Yeah. I mean, and I'm an advanced Office user, and LibreOffice is perfect for me. Free Office, I don't know where Free Office is from. A VirtualBox with Windows XP if I absolutely need MS. Adobe works great on just 2 gigs RAM. Yeah. Free is not free when they want to sell your details. Yeah, that is correct. And it's unclear to me, like you didn't get a chance to see the big pop-up window. You only saw it when the first time you loaded it, but it's a big window. It wanted to know everything about you. And it said, hey, this is just to personalize your templates. It's unclear to me if that data was being sent to anybody or not. The other statement is when even the Manjaro installer said that you have to register to keep using the free version. I didn't see that link anywhere. I haven't seen it pop up, so I don't know what's up with that. Gonna pay for an Office suite, I'd pay for MS Word. Yeah, that I would. If I had to pay for an Office suite, Word, you know. Is there only a monthly subscription? I did not see any other option other than a monthly subscription. I did not see a lifetime license. It could be there, but I didn't see it. So the pro features will be available on Free Office. Just read Softmaker recent tweets. Some. What? Which ones? No, and no, I'm not reading Softmaker's recent tweets. Honestly, I'm not. LibreOffice is committed to open source software that is completely cross-compatible, completely cross-platform. I have no problems with it. I'm not going to waste my time with a little company that wants me to register software and is pushing subscription servers just like Microsoft Office. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get away from the devil here. I'm not trying to get do all this other stuff. I realize you guys can't see comments. My apologies for that. All right. But what features? Unless they're going to make the whole thing free for Manjaro users, it's garbage. That's my thought. Use Google Docs more than Free Office because at least Google Docs has features and sharing. Yeah. Church of Emacs. Oh, just get out of the Church of Emacs. They're crazy. Use MS Office because I need to share documents with other people and have formatting problems with LibreWriter. Make sure that you have the fonts on your computer that they have. Open a LibreOffice document and can't save a LibreOffice document? That's crazy, yep. Yeah, I think you can save it if you buy it, but... All Office suites on Linux Manjaro could have chosen the worst. It'll be stuck on proprietary format. Yeah, and if they want your proprietary stuff, WPS is way better. Yeah, WPS might be better. Bored as I am by Office suites, I was waiting for Tom comparing these Office suites. Yeah. All right. File properties. You can stuff your PDF with keywords. Helps if you're publishing online. Google Docs, at least decent document collaboration tool. Too bad there's an export to MS Word format. At least I can use LibreOffice to convert it to open formats. Yeah. Oh, is somebody swearing in the chat? I didn't see it. It must be blocked. Search function in Free Office. It's not very usable. Had to close the window every time. Huh. I find anything with ribbons, not in MS and not in Windows. I had a compressed folder in Windows 10 because I couldn't show how to extract it because it was hidden. Yep. Yeah, the new generation is used to the ribbon-like appearance, which is sad. The reality is if you get used to it, but I mean, I'm not going to complain about if that's what you're used to. I like the fact that LibreOffice put the feature in there, but it's still not their default. Hopefully they never make that ribbon crap their default, or at least they always had the ability to go back to the toolbars. I prefer the toolbars because you can customize it, put exactly what you need up there. It's much more efficient if you actually use it the way it's supposed to be used, I should say, but... Never realized LibreOffice was bloated. Thank you for that super chat, Vince. I'll get down to that in a second. Well, in a minute, it looks like. I'm pretty far up from the comments. Yeah, in ribbon menus, the same items aren't even logically categorized. Yeah. FreeOffice only has a handful of translations. Manjaro's off my list of distros, switching to OpenSUSE. All right. Does Manjaro give you the option of choosing? Yes. Yes. Manjaro's already taken it out. On my Manjaro KDE installed a few days ago, there was no Office Suite. Well, this is the release candidate. So this change is coming in 18.1. If you just downloaded Manjaro, you're still downloading an 18.0 version. This is 18.1. That's the one that they're making this change. Okay. Why companies have to lie to make money these days beyond me. Surprised you're not recommending MS on Windows. That's right. Something called Caligra on my computer. It seems to be some low-quality Office Suite Lite. Yes, Caligra is that a KDE suite? I forget. Like, I don't like it. It's another free Office suite, but it's not full-featured. Squirrel distracted me. I was supposed to be trying Scribus. Squirrel! Think about Manjaro adding support for Flatpak and Snap without asking you. Not a fan. That's not a hill I'm going to die on as long as they're not replacing core components of the system with Snap. Ubuntu's placing core components of the system with Snap. That's a hill to die on. As an extra option, I don't mind Snap being there. Laptop, Ubuntu, Mint, Peppermint, now Arca have all been flawless and great. Can it do anything better than LibreOffice? Is it like having another video player than VLC on Linux? Why would you? Is bloat because you'll be using VLC because it's better? Yeah? LibreOffice opening .doc is fine. .docx is another story. I've never had a problem. I have never had an issue opening a .docx file in LibreOffice. See another super chat coming in. Thank you, Paul. I will get down to those in just a moment. We're getting there. We're getting there. Checklist of installed applications and make the user check what to install. Yeah, well, that's what Debian and I think Fedora do. Although Fedora's has always crashed on me trying to choose what applications. LibreOffice, since the day it split from OpenOffice, have not hit compatibility problems. Yep. Endeavor is bloated. I'll have to look it up. FreeOffice is from Germany. All right. Gave up on WPS too many moons ago. Ads were annoying. Yep. A recent macro vulnerability in LibreOffice. Macros are vulnerable everywhere. That macros is how Windows S super secure. You're not getting viruses in here. We're hacked in 2 hours. Macros. Macros are insecure everywhere. Scribus worked great. All right. Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for that super chat, too. All right. On whether or not you like what people from Arco have added. Simple as that. With only one USD in case our currency is completely tanked this week. Ah, no problem. What's closest to MS Office using for work? Import, export to. See, again, I have not had any problems with compatibility with LibreOffice and Microsoft Office. if your documents are full of a bunch of stuff, full of a bunch of macros, full of a bunch of programming, have weird and custom fonts, you need to make sure that the fonts and stuff match. Once that happens, I don't see a problem. So I would use LibreOffice. There's other options to look into as well. There's OnlyOffice is another one you could look at. And then you have your proprietary ones like the Softmaker we just looked at, or you have your OnlyOffice as well. So those are the ones to look at. A VM, thanks for input. All right. You have to know the name of the program, and given that I did not install and configure, I don't really know the software. That's why I prefer to build it myself. Yeah, there you go. That's why I really like minimals for that reason. There's things like, you know, I generally uninstall Rhythmbox because I'm not a fan of Rhythmbox anytime a distro installs it. I really don't think there's a lot of other software on the distros I generally would use that I don't necessarily want. Calligra is like WordPad in Windows. We're part of KDE. Thanks for the comparison. You are welcome, Paul. And thank you, Paul, for the super chat. Always appreciate that, my friend. Let's help our trade balance. Really recall mentioning bacon. Bacon. Not worth installing again. I just did Hyperbola Terminal instead. It's very complicated. Should I use Manjaro for gaming / productivity? I didn't find any Debian-based alternative with these versions of packages. Well, if you need to run the newest versions of packages, I would definitely say Manjaro's good. I don't have a problem with Manjaro. The times I've run it, I haven't had a problem. Now, they have had in the past a reputation for breaking on updates, and a little bit recently there have been some pretty big break on updates as well that I've heard of. Right after I haven't heard of any of those for a long time, and I commented on it, then I got a whole lot of messages from people that their Manjaro broke. Now I'm using Arch Labs, which is going to be probably a step up from Manjaro and step closer to Arch from Manjaro. If you need some of the latest stuff, that's good. Now, of course, I'm running it with an LTS kernel as well. So I'm not even sure which kernel's on it at this point. But yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with using it. Manjaro is still on one of my list of things. I just warn you, when the newer versions coming out, with this 18.1 coming out, choose LibreOffice if you need an office suite. Tell my friends to get Arco Linux ISO. A grandma can install it. Got tired of Manjaro being too bloated and just installed plain Arch. Configured everything. There you go. That's the way to do it too. This one's, I don't know, how bloated is this? Let's see what we got. Yeah, I'm not noticing this one being super bloated. There's some applications, like I'm not a gamer, so I wouldn't use Steam, so I'd probably uninstall that. There's really nothing else here. I'm not seeing it super bloated, but I don't know. Glad because I managed to catch the stream. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that Scribus is working for you. I use Scribus to do my recipes for home cooking hacks. LibreOffice taught me the power of free software, so what's the point? I would be using Google Docs right now. Yeah. Not only that, though, but LibreOffice is also making a ton of positive motion in the online Office suite. Let me show you the latest. I gotta find out what one I can show you guys, because I can't show my science fiction stuff that's in progress right now, because all the supporters haven't yet seen it. So you guys can't see it until all the supporters get a chance to see it. All right. Installed MS fonts, stuff installed, maybe MS Office. All right, let's see. What one can I do? What do I have? Let's see if this will work. Not sure which fonts I have installed here, but we'll give it a check here. All right. So this is actually LibreOffice 6 online. So this is actually running my this is running on my Nextcloud server. So they have so much stuff into here that we can actually do. I could probably even format all of the book here as well. So there's character, here's paragraph spacing. So if I want to adjust the paragraph spacing. So all of this is running the online suite. I don't think we have a tabbed option on this at this point, but this is using the online Google Docs type format. So I can actually download as PDF, ODT, Doc, DocX, RTF. I can save as, which is going to save it in my Nextcloud instance. Of course, I highlighted this, indicating I need to find more information. Let me zoom that out a little bit. This is actually book 2 of my Kings of All Creation series we're working on. But of course, everything here. So like this one here is looking at our formatting. Let's see what we got here. So all that formatting is available. There we go. We can increase or decrease that. Here's our various tools. Somewhere there was a formatting. There was a list of formatting. I got to figure out where that is again. And let me close this out and create a new document. Just show you how smoothly it types and stuff. All right, so here, and I have all of my core Microsoft Office fonts installed, so I can actually go back to all your different Microsoft Office fonts. Hey man, I even have Comic Sans on here. Look at this bad boy. Comic Sans is the best font ever. Can increase, decrease our fonts. Clear direct formatting. Oh, there's font colors. So there's my font colors. Here's my font highlights. So this is the progress that LibreOffice is making in replacing Google Docs. So of course I can take this file, I can share it out with people. We can have multiple people on here collaborating. You can kind of see down here what users are on. You can see that I'm always down here as the user down at the bottom. And then if I had someone else working and collaborating on a document, we could collaborate real time, just like Google Docs. So that's some of the progress LibreOffice is doing. Let's see FreeOffice do that. All right. More things break on Manjaro than on Arch. No offense to anyone who doesn't know that macros are risky, doesn't know what macros are, just saying, yeah. Is it Sunday over there yet? And not where I am, but I think where Vince is, it might be Sunday already. Hey, time traveler, is it Sunday yet? Doing terminal install and you don't understand enough to do more than copy paste to walk through, and you'd be better off with a GUI installer. Probably, well, I don't know. I half agree. You might be doing that to learn and figure out what you're doing. You know, there's no shame in that, I don't think. Everyone says installing Arch is easy with the week-year walkthrough guide. Yeah. From Mumbai. How's it going there, Mumbai? Greetings. Manjaro Architect is a major pain. Definitely find updating from a terminal in Arch base much more reliable than the GUI. Yeah. Okay, why most people who like Arch base probably better use Manjaro. It's Arch for lazy people other than getting a bit of bloat. I don't see the downside. Yeah. Manjaro is meant to be something like Linux Mint or Ubuntu, easy for the newbies. Yes, well, that's probably why it's good, you know. Sci-fi books are actually secret indoctrination manuals from the reptilian race. Of course they are. That's why I'm writing them, because I have improved my standing in the alien race, and I am now approved for it. ODT on a Chromebook, you have to install LibreOffice in some way or other, convert it to MS Office. Really? That's crazy. Owner of my Nextcloud server has only Office instead of LibreOffice. Yeah, I believe they work about the same. Anyone tried it and really like FreeOffice. I know it's not open source, but it's more compatible with MS Office and its workflow is almost identical. Yeah, we just did that. It's, bottom line, not particularly good. When our alien overlords arrive, they will present translated commands in Comic Sans. You better believe it. All of my tests and stuff to become a reptilian alien were all in Comic Sans. I actually had to learn how to write in Comic Sans by hand perfectly. Lower your bright a bit, man. Alright. Not Sunday yet. Alright. Uh-oh. Yep. It is, Vince is a time traveler. It is now Sunday. Macro button should be changed to install virus button. It's all the time. Cloud, cloud, cloud. But our organization will never save documents in the cloud. They are too sensitive. Yeah, that is true. That is true. I only use my cloud for a personal backup of the books that I'm writing, which are all basically public documents eventually soon anyway, and for basic collaborations. Nothing else is stored on my cloud. Installed Arch on my hard drive and Alpine Linux on persistent USB. Are you an author? I love sci-fi. Yeah, my first sci-fi book will be out before too long. I think I'm about halfway done with it. I've kind of lost track because I'm doing every chapter as a separate file, and I have like a word count target, and the story's progressing along nicely, so, you know. Alright, Jared, we'll see you later. Appreciate how easy it is to get a new kernel in Manjaro. Just updated the latest non-experimental one because 3700X. However, the BIOS update alone was enough to run Manjaro. Alright. Recently, external hard drive is broken. I have some sensitive data like passwords. Not sure what to do. Alright. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Is there a cat in here? Let's see if I can summon a kitty. Summon kitty kitty! Summon kitty cat. Kitty kitty. Kitty kitty. I'm not hearing pitter patter of paw. Uh-oh. We might not get a chance to see the kitty kitty eat. Kitty kitty. Kitty kitty. Apparently Kitty's not hungry. Alright guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I don't see a cat coming. No. No. My kitties. My kitties are leaving. Manjaro for 3 years or so. Rock solid. All right. We're not waiting for the kitty any longer. Sad, sad, sad. Meow. Me out. Kitty went on vacation, apparently. I don't know. Is the kitty on vacation today? Oh, boy. Kitty went to vacation. Uh-oh. All right, guys. Well, we will catch you later. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. And see you. Next live stream should be Wednesday, I believe, at 6 p.m. Thanks for coming along.